Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button right now.
Something massive just happened with the Blue Jays, and you need to understand what this means for the franchise moving forward. This isn't just about one player or one season. This is about a team that tasted championship baseball, fell just short, and is now doing everything in their power to make sure that doesn't happen again. So pay attention, because what I'm about to break down changes everything. The 2025 season was special. 94 wins, 68 losses, an AL East Division title. That wasn't luck. That was a team firing on all cylinders, playing consistent baseball from April through September, and proving they belonged among the elite. They didn't just sneak into the playoffs. They earned their spot by being better than everyone else in one of the toughest divisions in baseball. The roster had balance, the pitching was solid, the offense produced when it mattered, and they showed up in the biggest moments. Then the playoffs started, and things got even better. First-round matchup against the Yankees, not just any opponent, but one of the franchise's biggest rivals, a team that has historically owned this matchup. And what did the Blue Jays do? They eliminated them. That victory wasn't just about advancing, it was about proving something, proving they could beat the Yankees when it mattered most, proving they belonged on that stage. The energy in Toronto after that series was electric. Fans who had waited years for meaningful October baseball finally had something real to celebrate. Next came the American League Championship Series against the Mariners, 7 games, every single one a battle, every pitch mattered, every at-bat carried weight. The series went back and forth, momentum shifting with every swing, and it all came down to Game 7. The Blue Jays found a way to win. They captured the American League pennant for the first time since 1993. Let that sink in. An entire generation of fans had never seen Toronto win the AL. That drought was over, and suddenly the Blue Jays were 4 wins away from a World Series championship. The World Series itself was everything you could ask for. The Dodgers, the defending champions, one of the most stacked rosters in baseball, standing between Toronto and history. The series went the distance, 7 games. It came down to extra innings in the deciding game. And in the cruelest possible way, the Dodgers came out on top. The Blue Jays were one swing, one pitch, one moment away from winning it all, and they fell just short. That loss stings. It's going to sting for a long time, but it also proves something critical. This team is ready. They're not pretenders. They're not a feel-good story that got lucky. They're legitimate contenders who came within inches of a championship. So what did management do after that heartbreaking loss? They didn't sit back and hope the same roster could run it back. They got aggressive. They went out and signed Dylan Cease, one of the best pitchers available. That move sent a message. We're not satisfied with being close. We're going to add pieces that put us over the top, but they're not done yet. The front office knows there's still room to improve, especially on offense, and that's where Kyle Tucker comes into the picture. Tucker is one of the best outfielders in baseball. Elite power, consistent production, solid defense, and he's entering his prime. He's the kind of player who changes the entire dynamic of a lineup. Jim Bowden from The Athletic just published an article evaluating the top free agents and where they fit best. When he got to Tucker, his answer was clear: the Toronto Blue Jays. According to Bowden, Tucker is a perfect fit for what Toronto needs. He's a complete player who can be their everyday right fielder for the next decade. He brings power, protection in the lineup, and a proven track record of performing at the highest level. Look at what Tucker did last season. 136 games, 22 home runs, 73 RBIs, 266 batting average, 4th consecutive All-Star selection. This isn't a guy on the decline. This is a guy in his prime who produces year after year. Adding him to a roster that already made the World Series would immediately make Toronto one of the scariest teams in baseball. The lineup would be deeper, more balanced, and far more dangerous. Right field, which has been a question mark, would suddenly be locked in for years. But here's the problem. Toronto isn't the only team that wants him. The Dodgers and Yankees are both heavily involved. The Dodgers just won back-to-back championships, and they're not slowing down. They have the money, the appeal of playing in L.A., and the chance to win a 3rd straight title. Something that almost never happens. The Yankees are always in the mix for top free agents. They need more power in their lineup, and Tucker fits exactly what they're looking for. This is going to be an intense bidding war, and Toronto is going to have to go all in if they want to win. The good news is that the Blue Jays can offer something unique. They're not a team rebuilding or hoping to compete in a few years. They're ready right now. They just made the World Series. They have a strong core, quality pitching, and a clear path to winning a championship. If Tucker signs with Toronto, he's not joining a project. He's joining a legitimate contender that's one or two pieces away from getting over the hump. That's a powerful pitch, especially for a player who wants to win. The stakes couldn't be higher. If the Blue Jays land Tucker, they become the favorite in the American League. The offense becomes elite, the roster depth becomes ridiculous, and suddenly everyone else is chasing them. If they miss out, they still have a strong team, but they'll always wonder what could have been. This is the kind of signing that defines an offseason and potentially defines a franchise for the next 5 years. After coming so close last year, after tasting what it's like to play meaningful games in October, after feeling the pain of losing in Game 7 of the World Series, this front office and this roster are hungrier than ever. They know what it takes. They know they can compete. Now it's just about adding the final pieces that push them from being a great team to being champions. Management is being aggressive. They're not afraid to spend. They're not playing it safe. They're going after the best available talent and making it clear to the rest of the league that Toronto is serious. This isn't a team that's satisfied with division titles or deep playoff runs. They want the championship. They want to end the drought that's lasted since 1993. And they're willing to do whatever it takes to make that happen. So now we wait. Will Toronto land Kyle Tucker? Will they add another impact bat to complement what they already have? The next few weeks are going to be critical. Every rumor, every report, every update matters because this is the offseason where championships are built. The Blue Jays have the foundation. They have the hunger. Now it's time to finish the job and bring a title back to Canada. This is just the beginning of something special.